So just following on from my recent rants about anger, I do think that this ties in really nicely to setting boundaries. My whole life, I have been absolutely terrible at setting boundaries. So of course, my boundaries were always being crossed because they were non-existent. And I was just feeling crap all the time because I knew the way I was being treated wasn't the way I wanted to be treated. A big reason why I had no boundaries was because growing up, I didn't have a role model for healthy boundaries. In the last 6 months, I finally learned how to go about setting boundaries, and I have done it a few times now, and it is really, really scary in the beginning. My attempts at it have felt really weak to me, but it's still steps in the right direction, and I've definitely seen improvement. It's basically impossible to set a boundary with somebody when they are in a worked up state. I have found that the day after the boundary was crossed, when the person is in a calm state, is the best time to approach them. What that looked like for me was just saying, last night's behavior isn't on. And I don't allow people to treat me like that. My boundary has been crossed, and I make sure to keep the focus on myself and to avoid using the word you, which other people can hear as an attack, and then they get on the defensive. I think that if you can just point out in a really calm way, if this happens again, this is going to be the consequence, this is what I'm going to do. If you can just let someone know that, and again, keeping the focus on yourself, that can be really, really helpful. Definitely don't let it turn into a fight. If a person comes back from their soul rather than their ego, amazing. If not, then I think it can be best to just put an end to the conversation for now. This has been my experience with boundaries and what's worked for me. Definitely let me know your thoughts and experiences in the comments.